Okay, so this is going to be me reacting to the Champions League. Yeah, Champions League draw. Let's see. Let's see the standings. Oh, okay. So the first group, we have Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. I think this is an interesting group. I mean, we all expect Liverpool to qualify. So it's really between Ajax and Napoli. I think Liverpool and Napoli will qualify. Ajax probably Europa League and Rangers will go out. Although I wouldn't be surprised if an upset happened and Ajax didn't qualify for Europa League. Because you have to remember, like they've been pretty like gutted. Like their whole team's been pretty taking a hit. Most of their players are gone. What like looking like Anthony's gonna go to United. I have a video on that coming up tomorrow. Or well, I guess later today, depending on what time you see this. They lost Hala. Prayers with him and his battle with cancer. They lost their left back. Um, they lost their right back, Mazurari. They lost Martinez as well. They lost Gravenberch. That's a lot of. That's like what six. That's a lot of players to lose, man. I don't know why accounting just kind of just kind of left me. All right, so let's move on. Um, Porto, Group B. Porto, Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. Mm, mm. I think this is another. Well, let me not say straightforward because I'd say maybe Porto and Leverkusen. I think this might be interesting in the sense that like we all expect Atletico to be the favorite. Well, let's not say we expect, but they are the favorites to qualify first from this group. But I almost want to say like Leverkusen and Porto will battle it out for second, with Club Brugge definitely being the gimme points, I guess, like the free points, free 3 points here. But you never know, right? Because they could cause an upset. They could cause an upset. Um, I guess if I had to make a prediction, I'd go Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen, then Porto third, and Club Brugge fourth. Or you know what? Let's root for the underdog. Porto fourth and Club Brugge third. That would be a good prediction. Group C. Oh, okay. The group of death. This is oh wow. Bayern, Barcelona, Inter. I mean, you're already going out. You know this is. Imagine working so hard previous season, and I guess maybe preseason for them as well, to qualify for the Champions League just to be put in the group with Inter, Barcelona, and Bayern. That's oh, wow, that's crazy. I don't know if they win any games. Maybe they get a lucky draw or something, maybe get a point. I don't see it happening. Uh, that's unlucky. Well, I guess there's always the experience, and I guess the revenue that comes with it. But that's that's so unfortunate. Why do this to them? But okay. So out of this three, I think Bayern is clear favorites to win the group. I mean, their team is just head and shoulders above both Barcelona and Inter. I think they just have a much better squad, better depth, and just better coached, in my opinion, than these guys. So I guess the real interesting battle between Barcelona and Inter. Oh, it's a tough one. This is a tough thing. You kind of want to say Barcelona will go through just because of the sheer firepower they'd have in attack, and they do have quality. At least right now, like Xavi's done a pretty good job in overhauling the squad, so they have quality throughout. But you never know with Inter, man. You can never just tell. That 1-2 punch of Lukaku and Martinez is back now. Which, by the way, at some point I probably have to make a video about Lukaku because that Inter put of the biggest heist with that, the biggest transfer heist ever with that. But back to back to this. Hmm. Inter's defense versus Barcelona's attack. You know what? But then you have Lewandowski though. And half the reason why Lewandowski is even in Barcelona is because he's supposed to take them to that next level. Do I believe in the star power of Lewandowski, or am I just going to go with the team I think that is better? Let's go with 2020 Ballon d'Or winner Lewandowski. Let's just do that. I know he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, but he should have won it. So let's just do that. So I think he'll stay like this. I think he'll stay like this, like in this order, in this exact order. I think this is how the group is going to play out: Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, and then Victoria. I think that's how it's going to play out. But Inter in the Europa League is going to be crazy. They have to be instant favorites to win it if they do fall out. Actually, either one of these two enter the Europa League, instant favorites. But I think it's going to be Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, and Victoria. All right, so let's see Group D. Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting, and Marseille. This is a bit more of a I mean compared to this group, this is a much more mellow group. You would like to think that Tottenham are clear favorites in this group right now. But Sporting, Frankfurt, and Marseille, I like to think they're all on about the same level. So it'd be interesting to see how this group plays out. I think it'll just be a couple of interesting matches. So, uh, okay. Prediction? Do I have to make a prediction for this? I don't know any of these teams too well to make that prediction, but you know what? Let's just shoot. Tottenham. Uh, let's go Frankfurt just because they won the Conference League, if I'm not mistaken. Then yeah, oh, there was news about Ronaldo going to Sporting today. So if that does happen, if Ronaldo does go, it'll probably be Tottenham. You know what? Let's if he does go, I'd say Tottenham, Sporting, Frankfurt, and Marseille. It's weird. I know they also got Sanchez, Marseille, but okay, let's see. Oh, this is an interesting group. I like this group. I like this group because Milan is a very exciting team with a lot of like young players. And Salzburg, don't they still have Sesko? Is that his name? I'll be intrigued to see how he does in Champions League, especially since all those comparisons with Haaland is being made. I wonder if it will live up to the billing. But I think this is pretty much how the group is gonna look. Except for maybe I'd swap. You know what? No, actually, I'd leave it like this. This is the first, second, third, or fourth. Yeah. Like normally, I'd be inclined to swap Milan for Chelsea, but like maybe I'll make a video on this moving forward or like coming the coming days. But Chelsea for me is in kind of like a weird spot where they have a lot of interesting players, a lot of good players, but for whatever reason, there's not balance in the team, if that makes sense. I feel like their team isn't gelling well, or the crop of talent that they have isn't just being put together properly. Now, is it because the crop of talent like that they have isn't like compatible with each other, or is it just the manager not being like utilizing the talents properly because he has a specific style he wants to play? I don't know. I don't know, but I'll do more of a deep dive into that. But I think it'll stay like this because I still think the talent is enough that it'll just get them through to the knockout rounds. See, so Group F: Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar, and Celtic. Oh, I mean, straight out the bat, I expect Real Madrid to finish first. Still the champions of Europe, the holders of this competition. Um, Now with this three, I think out of all the teams, so let's not scroll so far, listed here, like all the non-contenders, I think I'm most excited to watch the Leipzig play. I expect their attack to be like really good. Like they have Andre Silva, Timo Werner, Christopher Nkunku, Dani Olmo, um, Yusuf Poulsen. Yes, Yusuf Poulsen. And I feel like there's so many ways that attack could be formed, and I feel like they'll be frightening on the counter attack. So these If I had an underdog team, this would be my underdog team right here, RB Leipzig. Shakhtar, perennial Champions League group stages. I expect to see them Europa League, and then Celtic. Yeah, so I expect it to stay like this in this order as well. So yeah, that's Group G. Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. Oh, well, to be honest, I think it's also this group seems pretty straightforward as well. I think it's also going to be like this. I think it's just Man City, Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen. Dortmund though could be the wild card here though. Like Dortmund does have the potential to finish second. It's just that like they're so unpredictable. I feel like Dortmund could very easily beat every team here, but could also very easily like lose to every single team here. That's how volatile I feel Dortmund is. I just feel the Dortmund is like a crazy wild card. I guess part of it has to do with your defense, but they're supposed to be better defensively this year with all the like additions they brought in, like Sula as well. So I think it's one of those things that we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see. If they can find some form and consistency, I could very easily see them qualifying for the knockout stages. Group H, PSG, Juventus, sorry, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. PSG right now, PSG are my favorites to win the whole thing. I think with the way Neymar has started this season, I think if PSG are going to win the Champions League, they need a couple things. One, they kind of need us to reinforce that midfield. And because I've always thought that's the weakest part of their team. And it seems that they've done that this summer. They've done that with they got Renato Sanchez, they got Vitinha. I believe they got Fabian Ruiz or are in talks to get Fabian Ruiz, and they should still have Gueye and Danilo Pereira. They have depth now in that midfield, and it's not just like a bunch of not necessarily a bunch of, but like they have quality depth in that midfield. And with the way the midfield is structured, they don't have to over rely on the front three to create chances and do everything like bring the ball out from the back and help progress through stages of play. They don't need to. And if anybody gets injured, they have the quality on their bench to replace them. You know, Verratti doesn't have to always be at his best because they have a lot of players who can step up into that role now. And that was one of the things that they had to do to be contenders. The second thing I think was Neymar had to be their best player. I mean, I know Messi's the GOAT, and oh, for me, he's the GOAT, you know, or well, I guess I'll make a video about that eventually, but he's arguably the GOAT, right? But he's not at the same level as he was in his prime. So you kind of don't want that to be, you don't want to have to rely on Messi. Mbappe at his best is a goal scorer. And he's fine, like he's good, he can create for himself, he can do all of that, but you kind of don't want him doing that. The person you want to be your best player is Neymar because like that, he can change the game. He can create something out of nothing. He will give you that moment of magic. You need someone to go past three, four, five players just to get a goal. He can do that for you. And with the form he's on right now, he looks like in Ballon d'Or contention form. That's the way he's looking. That's the way he's playing. And I think primarily those are the two things that PSG need to be able to win the title. They're my bet to win it all. A close second is obviously going to be Man City. No, Man City slash, where are they? Man City slash Bayern. Man City slash Bayern. Real Madrid, I don't. The thing with Real Madrid is they use the power of friendship. I mean, they use the power of friendship to win the trophy. Every tie they were in, they were clearly second best, like in the knockout rounds. They were second best every time. But like 15 minutes over the course of two legs or something like that is enough, and like they just take the match over for 15 minutes and that's it. They've won. I don't know how they did it. It would be mind blowing if they're able to replicate it, but I don't think that they can. this is gonna bite me in the ass, isn't it? But I just don't see them as contenders or like favorites to win it. And then Liverpool, the other obvious candidates. The reason why I don't have them is I just don't think they have the midfield depth to do so. We kind of saw in the United game, like Thiago, like they have a lot of injury prone players in there. Thiago, Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Like if their midfield struggles continue, I don't see them having enough to get through all the way to the finals. I do think they'll get to maybe like the semifinals though. I do think they get to the semifinal. I think they lose there. Yeah, that's what I think. Because you have to remember, right? The season is going to be long, and there's going to be a walk around like what November. So it's a very condensed season. A lot of matches are going to be played, and I think the most important thing for teams, especially this season, is depth. And I think the teams with the best depth are the teams and quality in depth. Obviously, is the team that's gonna win it all. That's what I think. Yeah.